What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy DD and another day to be ungrateful because of these guys. This just single handedly may be the greatest detriment our society has ever seen and multiple generations have ever seen. This guy right here, the biggest vice on the planet. That's not really talked about. So let's talk about it. It really is that damn phone. I got my guy Prince over here, and I'm curious to hear what Prince has to say. Let's get into it.
It really is that damn phone. You know it, everybody knows it. Many people don't want to admit it, but everybody knows it. But a lot of people don't truly understand the magnitude of the problems that it has created or enhanced. A lot of people don't. But I want to bring you some self-awareness. You may disagree, you may agree, but I guarantee you, you'll look at this a lot differently. Or it'll support what you already feel by the end of this video. But I really want you to let this sink into your brain. Really sit with these thoughts. Really sit with the fact that we've become obsessed with something that is ruining us, something that is destroying us. It wasn't created for this, but it is now. As if there wasn't already enough addictions in this world, enough vices in this world, we have put one on the top, and it happens to be one of the most profound of them all. We have something that was once the greatest escape, one of the greatest escapes in the world, right? We have something that is one of the greatest escapes in our world, and it has turned into one of the greatest ways to destroy ourselves. That's just the duality of life, right? But it gets a little bit deeper than that. Social media, phones, all these things, it has cooked our brains to the point where a lot of people cannot even enjoy life because they're overstimulated. The real world does not compare to this fiction. You get to see all these things. You get to get all this easy access to all these things to the point where life is not even enjoyable enough. And you've been scrolling for way too long. You're wasting time doing a bunch of nothing. You're scrolling for way too long. If you think about it, when you start scrolling, it's endless. It's endless. It's just one big thread. And a lot of people, they like to defend it and say, oh, well, I watch all my favorite content and I learn and I do this and I do that. And I agree. Some people are responsible, some are.
So yeah, back to what he was saying with the duality of the situation. So that is a good point, because I really, man, the reason I'm on YouTube is just to learn. Straight like that. Man, the reason I'm on YouTube is to learn. And guess what? However, it would have been nice to live in like the 90s and the 2000s, where, that happy medium when there was just like enough technology, but not enough technology as now. So when people are still, dynamics between people were still normal, relationships, social situations were still a little bit more normal. I'm not saying that they aren't like unnormal now, but it is different. We can admit that it is different. So there's that sword that's kind of stabbing us, but then there's the one that we're also using to put a piece, at least use to for attacking, and that's to learn. End of the day, this is the best time in the history of this planet to literally just teach yourself by watching YouTube videos from other people what you need to do. You don't have to really go to school anymore. Like literally, YouTube is a university. Like seriously, like people literally make videos. I mean, granted the content, you're not gonna be able to get everything off YouTube because there's things you do have to pay for to get that knowledge. But for the most part, though, you can get most of what you need to learn off of YouTube alone, and no other time in history you could do that. I appreciate you listening to that rambling.
Regardless, it's about a 10% of what you're consuming that is actually good for you. It's about a good 10%. Maybe it's more. I hope it's more for you.
Yeah, I mean, and it's hard to do this again. Actually, I'm really not. But here's the thing. One thing I don't like about these social media, outside of YouTube and stuff like Instagram, bro, don't even go on your Explore page, bro. You're just going to see all these chicks. Even if you're not even really clicking on those, okay, let's be real, we're all clicking on them. But look, where you're going to see all these chicks or whatnot, and they're like fantasy chicks that you'll never see in real life and all that good stuff. So it's really kind of annoying how sexualized everything has become and how they're kind of just shoving it in our face. It's like they're really just trying to emasculate guys, because really what the explore page is like soft core porn, so guys can, you know, go straight to the hub. And just so you know, I really advocate. I know it's tough out here. It's tough out here to get sex. It is. I'm just gonna be real. At the end of the day, it is not super easy. Women are not very easy to deal with nowadays. So, but I still advise heavily against watching porn, or at least minimalizing it as much as possible, because that will really fry your brain, and that really isn't good for you.
But if you're already in the defense, that's going to prove a point I'm going to make earlier. But I hope it is. But like I said, it's about a 10% of all of that content that you consume that's actually good for you. The other 90% of that junk is frying your brain. It's frying your brain. And the thing is, we sit there and tell ourselves, oh, I'm watching this, I'm connected to the source, and I don't want to miss out on this truth, and I don't want to miss out on this information. You tell yourself those things to make yourself feel better, because the truth is, you are afraid of missing out. You can't get off social media because you don't want to miss out. You want to miss out on the trends. You don't want to miss out on the gossip. You don't want to miss out on watching all this sad stuff and things making you feel more relatable to other people and other things. You don't want to miss out on that. The fear of missing out, that's really what's the driving force behind all of this. And those aren't even the biggest problems. The biggest problems is that all of this junk is playing on your insecurities. People are profiting off your insecurities. The people that run all of this stuff.
Mic check, mic check, mic check. They make it seem like you never good enough, always roaming down these hallways, searching for my heart. Guess I'm looking in the wrong place. Somewhere in the crawl space, avoiding more heartache. They make it seem like you never good enough, always roaming down these hallways. You get the point. That's the whole point, is to make it always seem like you're never good enough. Especially, well, actually, I can't even say especially any gender roles. Women too. Women, they look at these, they can see these explore page models and they like compare themselves to them girls and be like, damn, I'll never measure up. Or the pushing of all this, you know, stuff that makes men not feel like they're good enough. Like they have to self-improve, looks maxing, money maxing, gym maxing, like all this stuff, man. It's like humans in nature aren't thinking like, oh, I have to get more money, or I have to get bigger muscles, or I have to do this, or I have to do this. At the end of the day, all that matters is that you're healthy, happy, and you have meaningful relationships in your life. All that other shit is really for the birds and really doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. And if you're, you know, religious, your relationship with God, of course, and your relationship with your family and stuff. But that's kind of part that kind of ties under the meaningful relationships aspect. But let me stop yapping and stop interrupting the video so much.
They are profiting off your insecurities. Why do you think you see so much sad stuff? Why do you think it's a trend to be depressed now? Why do you think all this negativity is being thrown around? Why do you think there's always some new news thread that's making people scared and making people live in fear and making people fight against each other and divide and conquer people? You got men hating on women, women hating on men. Division, conquer. Why do you think all these things are going on? Because people profit off of your suffering. People profit off your insecurities. People have literally made careers for themselves.
This guy's hip.
People's insecurities. Oh, you're some loser stuck in your house and you can't do this and you can't do that. Buy my $1 million course and do this, do that, do this, do that.
Trying to set it any better.
People are playing on your insecurities. And it is some people out there that mean well. And maybe they do have a high price because they think they're valuable. I'm not saying every apple in the bunch is bad. That's just the way it goes. But the thing is, we have gotten so used to consuming things that are bad for us, we don't ever question those people. You go to McDonald's and get something that's terrible for you. You don't question them. Oh, what did you put in it? Are you trying to kill me? Well, you got somebody out here by themselves. They got a business. They trying to make some money for themselves. Oh, you want to scrutinize them. Oh, your price is too high. You do this. You do that. Why are you not out here scrutinizing the people that's actually, they don't give a damn about you? They playing
1000%.
on your insecurities. They trying to scam you. They trying to kill you. They feeding you all this content, feeding you all this trash, getting you in that same loop you in now. And you wonder why your life changed, because you keep doing the same things. You keep watching the same things, and it keeps you in the same loop. And if you
100%. So I'm a huge believer of that. You could tell a lot about the person, the state they're in, if you just look at their Instagram Explore page, as well as their YouTube recommended. Because that algorithm you're creating is really the algorithm. It's really like that internal algorithm, and the deepest things and the stuff that you watch and you consume is really just a reflection of probably what your world is on the exterior. That was just a light bulb moment. I don't know. Am I reaching? Am I tripping?
still not hearing me, I want you to hear this. Right? I want you to hear this. And that's a pun, and you don't even know it yet. But social media, the phones, all this stuff, it has enhanced a problem that we had for a long time. And it used to not be so much of a problem, but the screen has become the enemy. The screen has stepped in the middle of things, and this is why it gets a little tricky. But if you haven't noticed, everybody wants to be seen, and everybody wants to be heard. It's human nature. It's how we are. It's what we are. Some people are going to say, oh, well, I don't want to be seen. I want to be left alone. Or I don't want to be heard. I don't want anybody to hear me. I hate my voice. Why did you just speak? Why did you just voice your opinion? Because you want to be understood? Or you felt that it was needed for you to explain yourself or explain the way you felt? Of course you do. You're human. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. Why do you think we have virtual prostitutes? Because people want to be seen. People want to be heard. Why do you think we have all these activists speaking on this and speaking on that? Because people want to be seen. People want to be heard. Why do you think it's a bunch of people with mommy and daddy issues all over the internet scrutinizing everybody else, or just being hurt, expressing their trauma? Because everybody wants to be seen. Everybody wants to be heard. It is our human nature. And we have built up a platform that has gave so many people voices, but it's also messed everything up. It's distorted reality, because you got a million and trillion people on these social media platforms, but it's only a million up here that's getting thousands and millions of views. And everybody else seeing it, they like, man, how can I put in all this work and get 3 views, but they put in a little amount of work and they get millions of views? That's what it has created. That's the mindset it's created, which is also a toxic mindset. Because if 3 people walk up to the average person, you're going to get freaked out, because 3 people is a lot of people. That's a lot of energy. But 3 compared to a million, that's minuscule. That comparison factor. We always got to be compared to somebody, because that's what we see. That's what we consume. And then you hate on somebody who's more successful than you in a certain moment. You comparing the beginning of your journey to somebody who's on level 55. But that's what you see. And you want to feel heard. You want to be understood. You want to be a star in your own right. You may not want to be a musician. You may not want to be an activist. You may not want to be a YouTuber or a teacher, whatever it is, but you still want to be seen. You still want to be heard. You want the things that you work on to be appreciated.
Okay, I think we get the point. Humans just want to be seen and heard.
It is the
you want to be seen and you want to be heard, man.
All of our stress, all of our depression. That friend you lost, you wanted to be seen. You want to be heard.
Okay. If he says if you want to be seen and you want to be heard again, like, I might just blow a gasket. All jokes aside,
the friend,
this guy's he's spitting.
See you. You was always the 3rd friend in the group, or you was always that one by yourself. Nobody listened to you. Nobody seen you. You tied your shoes. They kept walking. You wanted to be seen. You wanted to be heard.
Oh my gosh.
Every time you start to talk about something you proud of, nobody listens, and you feel bad. You wanted to be seen.
You want to be heard. Oh my god.
Social media has given us a platform to speak. That's why you see a lot of people posting. Some people are content. Some people are don't. They posted anything. I guarantee in this week, something that I just mentioned happened, or you post a video and you sat there and contemplated about posting another one because you didn't get the views or likes you wanted, or you was mad at somebody else.
Fuck all that.
You felt some type of way because somebody else was doing a little something on social media that you wasn't, or somebody else had something that you wanted, or somebody else was being understood in the way that you wanted to be understood. Something has happened in the last few days.
That's why you just gotta stay down, stay focused, and stay in your lane. At the end of the day, bro, I think the #1 rule of life is that it's not fair. So at the end of the day, you can just only control what you can control. all the other variables is in God's hands or the universe's hands or whatever. If it depends on whatever you believe in. You gotta understand, like as a human being, and as you get older too, which is actually pretty sweet. I don't think life gets easier as you get older, but it does in some way, like from a mental point of view, because at the end of the day, you get more disillusioned the older you get. So with that said, the expectations and the things that you believe to be true, you start to realize that most of this shit is all a lie, and all the things that you really thought really mattered really don't matter that much. Where else was I getting with that? And yeah, I mean, like, just staying in your lane, and like at the end of the day, you can't compare yourself to other people. Really, life is a whole lot of. A lot of it is right time, right place, and timing. Life is like really the hardest part of anything is just getting the right timing. That's whether you meet females, whether you're, starting a business, whatever. Whatever it is, a lot of it comes down to timing and things lining up. Now, do I believe there's a perfect time for things? Absolutely not. Do I believe there's a perfect time to get started for things? Is what I meant? Absolutely not. I think you should get started and control the things that are within your control. And at the end of the day, there's an extreme power in really not giving a fuck about the things that you can't control. Like a lot of guys on the internet, they be tripping about the hype shit. There's no way you can control that shit. I mean, maybe to an extent. But really, it's really out of your control. So why even bother about that? Same with your looks. You can only groom yourself up to a certain point. There's so many things that you cannot control in this life, and those things that you can't control and them letting it get to you will really bog you down, and then it really takes your energy away, because where energy goes, where energy goes, your focus, or where your focus goes, energy flows or whatnot, right? So if you're focusing on all the things you can't control or comparing yourself to others and stuff like that, you're taking away the energy to focus on things you can't control, and just stay in your lane, stay down till you come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really simple, but us humans are emotional and can just make the most simple things complex. So
I get 24 hours in your life that made you want to be seen and want to be heard. Really think about what I'm saying. But this is what social media is enhancing, to the point where people don't see consequence. People will say anything, but it all comes from wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. Oh, you think you're this. Oh, you think you're that. People just comment that on your videos, on your pictures. Like, bro, I don't know you. You don't know me. Instead of assuming something about me based off of you being hurt in some certain situation, why not just ask me a question? Why not making, a little Q&A? Instead of you putting these assumptions on people, instead of you projecting how you feel in here, instead of you putting that on people, why not just ask a question? Why not just be a little curious? My brother, Jalen Jenkins, somebody commented on one of his videos and said, oh, you're a one-hit wonder. This YouTube thing not going to work out for you. Bro, why do you have to say that?
Bro, I don't understand.
The man is posting videos, giving knowledge, expressing himself, being himself, doing his own thing. People really just
that
on a video. Why? Because you want to be seen and you want to be heard.
They want to be seen and they want to be heard. Yeah, exactly. For that reason. Yeah, I was about to just say that.
Working on yourself, focusing on yourself, you want to project all that anguish out on other people. You want to put it all on social media. I get it. You want to be seen. You want to be heard. I understand completely. But we gotta learn how to exist without this, because this is not us. This is not the way we were meant to evolve. Of course, we're brilliant beings, and we can control how much we consume, which is profound. But we are better than this. We are supposed to be existing without these things. Now, this is the real world. And what inspired me to make this video,
crazy too, because like now you can't even tell the artificial intelligence videos or like the VFX, like AI videos or whatnot from actual reality. Like, it's getting scary, like that crossover and that merge. It's getting scary where like it's getting to the point the internet's seeming more real than actual life itself, which is fucking crazy. Am I tripping? Or am I sensing? I don't know.
It's my little cousin. He got punished, right? This little dude is 7. He got a VR headset. He's had every iPhone since he's been born. Tablets, PS5. He got
Gen
an
Alpha in the building.
I watched him play the VR headset one day. It almost made me cry because he was so out of reality. So out of reality. Right?
No, like it's like Ready Player One. Like that's where life is headed. Like that is the most realistic, futuristic movie. If you haven't seen that movie, I would suggest you guys watch it. It is the most realistic prediction of where we're headed. Yeah, that movie. Ready Player One. Yeah.
And he came over here, and you know the rules was no electronics, no this, no that. So I went outside. I was fixing my fishing poles, and this little dude come outside. Standing around, looking at the trees, looking at the grass. He walked up to a tree and touched it, looked at the leaves, and I'm like, okay. Then he went outside to start playing in the rocks, start throwing rocks at trees. And I'm like, you must really be bored. But you gotta come back to nature where you belong and start to connect. And he just start running around playing, and that boredom look.
It's crazy. Like I remember my parents used to make me literally stay outside. So the street lights, came on or whatnot. They'd be like, get out the house.
I'm ready.
Good old days.
I got grass stains on my knees, just ruined my new khakis. We got OxyClean, and we trying to get everything out because we was just outside connecting with nature, connecting with life, living real life.
No, and that's we really did used to be out here all the way 100 517. Bitch, we out here all the way 100 517. I forgot, but shout out Boozy. But yeah, no, kids don't really play. It's crazy. I don't even see kids outside no more, bro. Like I know as cliche as that sounds, and like everybody says that, but it's actually true. Like where they at? I don't see kids playing outside no more. Like it's not normal. I'm trying to figure out when the crossover period when that happened was. I couldn't tell you. If you guys know and when you guys really noticed that kids stopped playing outside, please let me know. Answers outside of COVID would be, outside of the year 2020 would also be nice as well.
And that people don't do anymore. You don't go outside in the morning to hear that morning bird. That morning bird is still there, but you don't go outside. You don't wake up early enough. You ain't really out there like that. All right? And that has been lost because of these phones, because of this right here. Something we think is our buddy, something we think is our friend. And it is in its own right. That phone has generated me more money than any job has, but money isn't everything. That phone has connected me with more people than any job has, any schooling I had has. That's not all there is to life.
That's just the yin and yang of things,
face to face.
Not everything's all good, not everything's all bad.
There's some cool people I met online. I have 19,000 subscribers. Shout out to y'all. Phone, camera, technology, those are cool things. But that's not all it is to life. There's a lot more to life. But like I said, I think we have really lost that touch. And me, I'm 21 years old. Growing up in the time I did, I grew up in I would say a pretty perfect time. Right? I was born in 03. I became conscious in 2008, 2009, something around there. I have some pretty early memories. I think my earliest memory, I was like 3 or 4. But, you become conscious, start growing into your own person when you're around 5, 6, 7.
I didn't think he was 21.
But the life that I lived, it had the esque of the last bits of the 90s. And we got to see the phone. The hottest phone was the BlackBerry.
Man, what you talking about the last esque of the 90s, bro? You weren't even born in the 90s, dog. So that I'm going to have to disagree with you with. Disagree with you on that. Whatever.
Phones that slid out to the side and this and this and that, and technology just progressed.
And PS. I was born in the 90s, bro, and like it was only 3 years before, 97, and I don't got no memories of the 90s, bro. You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing 90s-esque about what this guy was saying. But I don't know.
2 was out, the Xbox 360, like all those things just kept going, and now kids, as soon as they born, they get the iPad thrown in front of them. You go to the bathroom, you can't go without your phone. You in the shower scrolling on your phone. You watching something, you eating something, you gotta watch something. You watching something and watching something else. You got your TV on Netflix and then you scrolling on TikTok. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's really crazy how out of touch and out of mind we are. We are really out of touch. We are really out of mind, and it's frying our brains to the point where we can't even consume anything that's not easy. If it's not a 3-second video, we don't want to watch it. If you see a paragraph on Facebook, you're not reading that. You're not reading that. You're not opening a book. You can't bring yourself to study because your brain is cooked. You can't bring yourself to do anything meaningful because your brain is cooked.
Yeah, guys. I mean, you might as well just open up your mind so it falls out. Put that beef patty on the sizzler. Flip it. Yeah, because the unfortunate reality is a lot of people's brains are indeed cooked. It's chopped cheese, man. It's chopped cheese.
Obviously, you do things meaningful. You are alive, which is meaningful. I'm just driving a point home. I really want you to understand. But we cooked, bro. We cooked. But the most beautiful thing about it all is we have the power to control it. You can put your phone down. I know it sucks. I know it's hard and it keeps vibrating, and then it gets to the point where your phone is not even on you and you still feeling vibrations, right? And you know this is bad for you, but deep down you really don't care, and you still. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. But there's more to life. There is more to your experiences than these damn screens. The screen is the enemy. I know your eyes don't work like they used to. I know your eyes be hurting. I know your brain be fried. Your eyes be fried even after a good night of sleep. But it's all that damn screen time. There's more to life, good people. There is more to
all
life.
right, we didn't watch this full thing. We kind of get the point. So further on that point, well, this video really took off. This guy got 563,000 subs already. 21. Not bad. Not bad at all. I wish it stayed like it was in the mid-2000s where we had phones but we weren't stuck to them. Kind of the point I made at the beginning of the video. Quitting social media makes you feel like a kid again. That's very believable. Mama was right. It is the damn phone. 100%, as my grandma would say, them damn machines. Let's see. No phone an hour before bed is the best decision I've ever made. It stops endless scrolling until 2 a.m. It makes it easier to fall asleep. Okay, and this is where I'm very guilty. I literally have to fall asleep. The way I fall asleep is by listening to a YouTube video. Like, I literally have to hear something. I have to like be watching something and just kind of nod off and fall asleep, which shows how it's like it's imprinted in us, man. Like the phone's literally like it's imprinted on us, you know. So no problem with over social media is that that's not grammatically correct, but my problem with social media is that you don't see yourself anymore. You don't see your efforts or progress because there's always someone doing better. Yes, there's always someone doing better, but that's not your business. That's not for you. People don't enjoy nor celebrate the wins anymore, and it's so sad. And that's so real, bro. Like, I've had record-breaking months of, making money and stuff like that, and, just things that I actually, have improved tremendously in my life. But the thing is that I'm always just thinking, what's the next thing? Because you see here, I'm just seeing this guy who makes $30 million at fucking 21 years old. So there's always going to be someone who's going to be doing better than you. Don't matter. No way to get around that. No way at all to get around that. But yeah, I mean, what are you guys thinking, man? I mean, I would if you guys could list, maybe 2 cons of this new era with our phones and social media and 2 pros, and just see if the cons outweigh the good or the pros, at the end of the day. But yeah, I mean, it really just is another day to be ungrateful. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please leave a comment of the 2 pros of this modern era with our phones. regarding our phones and 2 cons. And hit that subscribe button. I'm gonna try to come to you guys daily. Take care. Stay ungrateful. Signing off.